The power of one good person. The brothers Karamazov. There are stories we hear, lessons we learn, and yet, nothing changes. We know what is right, but knowing doesn't make us good. Somewhere in our minds, we believe that if people just understood morality, if they just grasped the difference between good and evil, then they would choose good. But time and time again, we see that knowledge alone is not enough. What turns the tides for a soul? What truly shapes a person's character? Dostoevsky, in The Brothers Karamazov, gives us an answer, not through philosophy, but through a man. Alyosha. Alyosha is unlike any other character in the novel. He is surrounded by chaos, by corruption, by suffering, yet he remains steady, not because he is blind to the world's wickedness, but because he sees it and chooses goodness anyway. Dostoevsky describes him like this. There was something in Alyosha that even his friends found a little strange. He had a way of looking at people as though he could see straight into their souls. It was not the gaze of a critic or a judge, but of a deeply compassionate man who understood human weakness without condemning it. He was one of those who do not lose their idealism even when confronted with the full weight of human suffering and folly. He lived in the world, but he was not of it, and though he seemed almost childlike in his simplicity, there was a deep strength in him, an unshakable faith in the goodness that lay hidden even in the most broken souls. Alyosha doesn't change people through argument. He doesn't convince them through logic or force. He changes them because of who he is. And we see this so clearly with Grushenka, a woman who has spent her life manipulating and being manipulated. She knows a parable about salvation, the story of an old woman who once gave a beggar a single onion and was almost saved from hell because of it. She tells it to Alyosha. And here's how it goes. Once upon a time there was a woman, and she was as wicked could be, and she died. And not a single good deed was left behind her. The devils caught her and threw her into the lake of fire. But her guardian angel stood and thought, what good deed of hers can I remember to tell God? Then he remembered and said to God, once she pulled up an onion and gave it to a beggar woman. And God answered, take that onion, then, hold it out to her in the lake, let her take hold and be pulled out, and if you can pull her out of the lake, let her come to paradise. But if the onion breaks, then she must stay where she is. The angel ran to the woman and held out the onion to her. Come, he said, catch hold and I'll pull you out. And he began cautiously pulling her out. He had almost pulled her all the way out, when the other sinners in the lake,